8th grade. In this video, we're going to work on taking a number from standard notation to scientific notation. In example number 1, the number is 2,500. Right now, that number is written in standard notation. Let's take it to scientific notation. In order to do that, we're going to follow 3 steps, these 3 right here. We're going to put it, rewrite it, and carry it to decimal. Those are the 3 steps that we'll walk through to take a number from standard to scientific. So let's go through these 3 steps to do that. Now, first off, in the number 2,500, it's important to recognize where the decimal point is right now. Right now in this number, the decimal point is right here. And then technically after this decimal point, there are zeros. Okay? So when we put it, we're going to put the decimal in its new location. We're going to put the caret where the decimal goes after the first digit that is not 0, going from left to right. So if I go from left to right on this number, I'm going to look for the first digit that's not 0, which here it's going to be 2. 2 is the first digit that I see that is not 0. So I'm going to draw a caret and put the new decimal right there. Okay? So right here is my original. Write this down, original decimal. And right here is new location. New location of the decimal. Okay, that's my original location. This is my new location after I put it in scientific notation. Okay, so that's step 1. Put it. Put the caret with the decimal. Put the caret after the first digit that is not 0. Next, I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to rewrite it with this new location of the decimal. So let's rewrite this number 2.5. Since that's where the new location of the decimal is. These other zeros after the 5 are not needed. They fall off, we'll say. They fall off. They're not needed. So I'm not going to write them. I'm going to rewrite this number 2.5 times 10 to some power. Okay, so I need to figure out what is my exponent going to be on 10. So I have put the decimal in its new location. I have rewrote this number 2.5 times 10 to some power. Now I need to figure out what the exponent is. To figure out what the exponent is, I'm going to take the caret to the decimal. I'm going to take this caret to the original decimal. In order to do that, it's going to look like this. I will start from the caret and I'll go to the decimal. 1, 2, 3 places. I moved 1, 2, 3 places to the right. I went 3 places to the right. So my exponent on 10 is going to be to the power of 3. 2.5 times 10 to the power of 3. This is scientific notation. Scientific notation. Okay? That's example number 1. Now let's do example number 2. Example number 2, go ahead and erase some of this. Okay, so skip a line, and then let's do example number 2. I'm going to follow the same 3 steps. This time my number is 0.025, so 25 thousandths. This is standard notation. I want to write this in scientific notation. So my first step is to put it. Put the caret after the first digit that is not 0. So I start on the left and I go right. I'm looking for the first digit that's not 0. 0, 0. Here's 2. That's a digit that's not 0. I'm going to put the caret after that digit and place the new decimal there. Okay. So let's label this original decimal, and let's label this new decimal. This was the original decimal. This is going to be our new decimal in scientific notation. So I have done step 1. I have put it. I have put the caret with the decimal after the first digit that is not 0. Next, I'm going to number 2, rewrite it. So 2.5 times 10 to some power. Now I need to figure out what this exponent is. To figure out what the exponent is, I'm going to follow step 3. Step 3 is take the caret to the decimal. So I'm going to start at my caret right here, and I'm going to go to my original decimal. So this time I'm going left, as you see. 1, 2. I went left, 1, 2. Since I'm going left, my exponent is going to be negative. If I go right, my exponent's positive. If I go left, my exponent's negative. So my exponent on the power 10 is negative 2, since I went left 1, 2 spaces. So this right here is scientific notation. Okay, be sure you get both these examples down. Make sure your name is on it. You'll turn this in tomorrow.